Hey everyone, and welcome to the Vita Cast, episode 70. I can't believe it, we made it to 70. But anyways, I'm Tyler Oltoff, and this is Kyle Wakeling. Say something, Kyle.
This is Kyle Wickling. Tyler.
He is the robot of the podcast. He does everything I tell him to do.
I don't think so, Tyler.
I told him to
don't
do that.
think so. No, he didn't. This guy's a liar.
I never tell lies. Tell him, robot.
Yeah, I'm not telling him nothing.
Well, anyways.
This backfired, Tyler. I don't know what you're going for there, but it backfired.
It did. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with anything anymore. But how was your weekend, Kyle? How's your week? How are you?
I'm okay, I guess. Kind of feeling blah, but, working out of it. I don't know why. Maybe I was kind of getting sick or something. I don't know. Just kind of something. Now it's kind of going away, so
Well, that's
there we
good.
go. Yeah.
But
It is good, Tyler. It is good.
well, since you didn't ask me, my week was good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody wants to know how your week was, Tyler.
Well,
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
kidding. Tell me.
I'm gonna tell him anyways. So I bought a new mixer for the podcast. So hopefully the editing process of this said podcast.
Oh, editing process. I was thinking drinks. I thought you needed drinks for the podcast, Tyler.
No, that would be terrible. I don't even drink alcohol. Like, it's just not something I care for.
Yeah, he doesn't drink alcohol. He inhales it and injects it right into his veins.
Yeah, that's me. No, but in all seriousness, I don't know what would happen if I was drunk and recorded a podcast. It would probably be terrible.
It would probably be funny.
I've actually never been drunk. I drank on my 21st birthday, and I was buzzed, but that was about it. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the mixer, the digital mixer, not the drink mixer.
All right, Tyler.
It's supposed to make this editing process very easy for me, so we're hoping that it works well and the audio quality still sounds good and everyone's happy. So fingers crossed, and hopefully I didn't waste like $60. So anyways, let's talk about the PlayStation Vita, because that's what we're all here for, right, Kyle?
That's what I'm here for, because I'm definitely not here for you, Tyler.
Oh man, see, I thought we were friends, but then there you are, just...
Well, there's no Liam this week, if nobody's noticed. I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody has noticed, but yeah, there's no Liam this week, so I have to rip on you.
Yeah, that's true, but when
We're
he's
back to
again,
old games, Tyler.
yeah, I quit.
You can't quit, you're fired.
Oh, man. Well, anyways, before I leave on my last podcast, let's talk about what I've played. And there's a few games I played. A little bit of not Tokuden. Yeah, I did play Tokuden. Tokuden Kiwami, played a little bit of that. Played some Orochi Katana Bloodlines, a little bit of Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment, some MLB 15 The Show. I'm very disappointed because my Road to the Show character, we made it to the World Series. It was going back and forth, literally, like they won one game, we won the next, and all the way to Game 7, and we lost. And I was so sad. But my character is a badass. I was like almost over 300, I think, in the playoffs, and it just felt good. So I need to go through another 100-something games and get back to the World Series and win it for the Mariners. Yay! But anyways, I also played a little bit of Tennis in the Face because I did a video on my channel, and I felt bad because I hadn't done a video yet, so I decided to do a video of that. I played a lot of games. I also played Hataro no Nakai, the Firefly Diary, because I was getting mad that I didn't have a trophy for that game, and I got a trophy. So, whoop whoop. Gotta get that plat. Not really, because I don't want to get the plat. It's going to take way too long, and I just don't have the urge for it in that game.
All right, then.
Yeah, so that was a unworthy gotta get that plat shout out. I'm sorry. 2 games here. Last 2 games I played. Run Sackboy Run. It's a good little time killer, so I did exactly that. Killed some time. And the recently released MonsterBag. We'll get into that more after the new releases. So what about you, Kyle? What did you play?
All right. Well, I didn't play too much this week. I started the week with some Killzone Mercenary. I played some more single player, just looking to level up to get a little bit, more prestige in the game. Also played some Helldivers, which was good, but I need to get back into that because gameplay was very light this week in that area. Um, Trudged forth in Tukiden. I didn't realize that chapter 5 was as long as it is, and it just keeps pissing me off, and
Yeah.
I keep putting it down, so still gotta go do that. And I started again on Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters, and I'm back to where I was, so hopefully things go better this time.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. And I downloaded MonsterBag, but I haven't got into it yet, so that'll be next podcast talk for me.
Ooh. Teasers. Well, that's about that's that's about all you played?
It is their human recording machine.
Yeah, I had a tongue twister. It's late, Kyle. I'm tired, and sometimes my voice box doesn't work correctly.
Well, at least you have rewind, so.
That's true. Well, anyways, let's head on to those reviews this week, Kyle. You want to take the first one?
All right. So first up, we have MLB 15, the show, which will be live by the time this podcast hits your ears. It was reviewed by Adrian, and he gave it a 3.9 out of 5, saying, quote, "With modes that will keep you busy during the longest season in professional sports, MLB 15, the show, delivers as a great portable baseball title at a great low price, and that's nothing to scoff at." So, I don't know, did you get this one, Tyler? I think you did, because I
Yes.
stole some of your footage for my video.
You did, and I just talked about it in what we've been playing. If you were paying attention.
I was not. Actually, I was getting my list ready.
Oh, well, yeah. I've played
I
a
was
little bit.
unprepared, and it's my fault.
I talked about the World Series, how I went, back and forth, and we lost. You really weren't paying attention at all, you jerk.
Like I said, I was getting my stuff ready. I was unprepared. I'm sorry.
Anyways, yeah, I played a bit of it, and I'm enjoying it. There's a couple things about it that are a little frustrating, and kind of are very frustrating, actually, because they give you a digital-only version, and they charge you less money, but they take out features that were in MLB 14, so it almost makes MLB 14 the better game, but, I mean, if you want to have the correct rosters, then you got to get 15s. It's just kind of just like a ugh kind of moment. Like, it's something small, but it's something that really puts you in, like, it immerses. I'm tired. It really brings you into that experience. What is it? Oh, when the batters, like, walk up to the plate and it shows their, like, stats. So, like, this guy's batting a 200, he has 20 home runs, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. That is completely out of the game. So your batter is just suddenly right there, ready to hit the ball, and there goes the pitch, and you hit the ball. So it's like, what the hell? They, like, took out some of the little features that, like, really bring you into the game, and it's frustrating, so I felt like I repeated myself a couple times there.
Well, yeah, you haven't read Adrian's review because it hasn't gone live yet, so you can't see it, I don't think. But anyway, he says in his review that he thinks that MLB 15 is the ultimate version of MLB 15 on the Vita because of the fact that what they did give you there all works perfectly.
That is true.
So, like, whereas, 14 has some broken things, including the online modes that they left out, it seems like 15 is, everything that they could refine as much as they could refine it. Here you go. Yeah. And at a cheaper price, which, if you already have 14, which, the online's going down, so that's not necessarily. But if you already have 14, it would be something, you might want to upgrade even though it doesn't have the online, right?
Yeah, the cross save stuff, that's pretty cool and whatnot. Like, you can bring your save from 14 to 15. But there is a couple things that I noticed. Like, I had a guy running towards the wall or whatever to catch what would be a home run, and you hit right trigger to jump, or dive. Like, it's the same button, so you can dive for a ball with right trigger, or you can jump with right trigger. Well, I was right at the wall, running at the wall, and I had to leap to catch the ball. But the timing that it occurred in, my guy just dove straight into the fucking wall, and it pissed me off. I was like, how is this still a problem?
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
So I was not able to catch the ball, obviously, and it's like, seriously, just put, like, I mean, obviously I'm not a developer, I don't know how hard it is to do that, but there should be some feature where it will recognize that you're running and that you're a certain distance from the wall, that when you hit right trigger, you're wanting to actually jump, not dive. So
it's possible that you were just, on that line, and when you hit it, it
oh no, I was like
wasn't there
right
yet.
against the wall.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
I had, if there was like 0.1 second left to go, I would have face planted into the wall. So my guy decided to go head first with his full body weight, going straight into the wall because he wanted to dive. So
Well, lovely.
yeah, I think it actually. I don't think it actually is in my video that I did. No, it's not in that. I think I did it like right after I was done recording. So, but anyways, yeah. Enough about MLB 15 this show. The next review, we got Tokuden Kiwami by Liam. He gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, Tokuden Kiwami offers demon slaying on the go, and it's a fine example of what the PlayStation Vita can do. People who have previously experienced the series will lap this up in an instant, while people wanting to give the series a go for the first time should jump straight to Kiwami, as the original content, which is included in this package, makes for a perfect warm-up to the intense challenges that this game offers. End quote. So Kyle, you've played it. What do you think?
I have not played it, Tyler.
I know, I just wanted to trick you, see if you'd fall for it.
Yeah, no. I'm actually listening. I only didn't listen before because I was prepping something, but I'm all good now.
Well, anyways, when are you going to play it? You're still working on Chapter 5.
Yes, so hopefully this week will be my finishing week. I will finish up all the things I have to do. I will, get these things done and get into Kiwami because I need to experience this new content and be able to judge it for myself.
Yes. Yeah, I can't really
But
say
I
too
know
much about
you've
it.
played it, Tyler, so...
Yeah, I can't really say too
But-
much about it, though, because I'm in Chapter 5 as well, and it's still all the Tokuden content, so it's like the same game, but there is a couple
So,
things...
what a useless thing to transfer for, Tyler. Boo earns.
Well, there's still a couple features, like the ability to tell your teammates what to do, like you can actually control their, commands. So,
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with that. My problem is that missions just take too long.
that's true. Well,
I do like an hour-long mission, and I'm like, holy crap, I don't want to play another one of these right now.
well,
Yeah.
anyways, the teammate control is very nice because it just is. Also the new weapon, the gun or rifle or whatever, it's pretty sweet. I like how it's used and implemented, and it's kind of nice to just hang back and shoot people. I think I was saying that in the last podcast that we did. But anyways, that's Tokuden Kiwami. Go read Liam's full review to get a better idea of what this game's all about. And let's head on to those new releases. So take it away with those new releases. Hey everyone, Tyler here, going to bring you those new releases. So for North America, we are getting Elemental for $9.99, Crinkle Crusher for $9.99, MonsterBag for free if you have PlayStation Plus, or as well $9.99. Also, we are getting Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones for $14.99, and Killzone Mercenary is also free for Plus this month, so go ahead and pick that up. You need to. For Europeans, you guys are getting Elemental as well, Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, and MonsterBag, and you guys obviously have the same free games as Plus because now they're doing that stuff. So anyways, those were your new releases. Back to the podcast. Alright, thank you for those new releases. So Kyle, you downloaded MonsterBag. What about the other games? Are you going to pick those up?
Elemental looks interesting to me. It's very unique looking, and I think it might be something that I'd like playing, so I'll probably end up getting that somewhere down the line. Whether I get it at full price or not is debatable. Crinkle Crusher, yeah, I don't think that's for me.
You
I
don't like
could
tower
see
defense,
where.
right?
Yeah, I'm not a big tower defense fan.
That's pretty much all it is.
But anywho, and Stealth Inc. 2, I haven't got to Stealth Inc. 1, which I think I have Vita Plus, so probably play that first and then decide.
Yeah, for me, MonsterBag, I said I was going to talk about it more in the new releases, so I'll go to the other games real quick before I jump into MonsterBag. But Stealth Inc. 2, I played Stealth Inc. and it was fun, but I don't know if it was something I care for another one. So at the moment, it's just not something I'm going to jump right into. Crinkle Crusher, I enjoy some tower defense style games, but still not sure. Maybe I'll get a review copy and we'll see how that goes. And Elemental looks very interesting, but I'm so busy right now that a lot of games, it's just really hard for me to jump into unless it's something I'm super, super interested in. So at the moment, I'm going to wait for that one. But yeah, Monster Bag. It came out free on PlayStation Plus, so a lot of people have no excuse not to pick it up, and I'm one of those people that didn't have an excuse, so I picked it up, and I am loving it. It's very charming, and it's very dark, which I love. Like, it looks so adorable, but people are getting murdered, stabbed, ripped apart, smashed. It's just amazing. And the art style is so, like, it just fits perfectly for what they're trying to do. Um, but yeah, if you haven't picked this one up, you really need to do it. It's a puzzle platformer style game. You basically control this monster that is trying to catch back up with his owner, which is the little girl, and the goal is to go from person to person, um, solving puzzles on how to get past these people to catch up to this girl. And every time you're about to get to her, you get brought to another level and something crazy happens. I don't want to ruin any of the little, because it doesn't have like really I mean it does, but it doesn't have a story. But it's exciting to see what happens every time you finish a level, so I won't ruin any of that. But yeah, it's really rewarding when you do finish a level, and watching the little cutscenes in between each level is very interesting. Like, you're just hooked to the screen watching to see what's gonna happen next. And the monster is adorable. All the characters are amazing, and I'm enjoying a lot of it. I'm still pretty early in. I don't know how many levels there are total. Do you know how many levels there are, Kyle?
I do not.
Well, so yeah, I don't know how far I am in the game, but I'm excited to finish it and see what this game is all about in the end, because it's starting to get a little harder, and there's a couple of puzzles that do stump. Yeah, well, they stumped me. But yeah, if you like puzzle games, check it out. So let's head on to the news. There's a few here, not too much, but let's get right into it. So first up, an update detailing 3 facilities that players can use during their quest in Destroyer Trillion has been added to the game's official site by developers Compile Heart. In the game, known in Japan as Makishin Trillion, your mission is to take out the eponymous Trillion by reducing his 1 trillion, that's a lot, hit points down to 0. The first of the 3 places for you to utilize is known as the Valley of the Thousand Blades, a training area which you can enter by using training medals, which are earned through great successes in training exercises. When in this dungeon, you can earn magic seals, which will be extremely useful if you wish to upgrade your weapons, as well as finding other rare items and pieces of equipment as you traverse through this area. Navigating this dungeon is done in a turn-based manner, and even though it is a training area, it is no walk in the park. There is a set amount of time that you can stay in this dungeon, with the time diminishing as you take your turns. The experience points available in this dungeon will be awarded to you if you defeat the various demon beasts that lurk as you try to make your way through looking for the aforementioned items. Next up, we have the game's blacksmith, who you will visit should you wish to upgrade your weapons. There are 2 different types of upgrades to offer when you visit the blacksmith, with standard upgrades available for cash fee that will offer you basic improvements. If you wish to add special properties to your weapons, you will need to use the magic seals that we mentioned earlier. These special upgrades can be acquired providing your weapon of choice has an open slot in which the steel can be placed. Weapons can have up to 8 slots for these magic steels, which can be unlocked by paying a fee that's dependent on the number of times you have used standard upgrades. The official site for the game provides 3 examples of the upgrades that will be on offer when using a magic seal, which are as follows. The Ruler Seal. Each time a booster devil dies, the Demon Lord's stats are increased. The Rupture Seal. Nullifies damage taken up to 5 times. The Expulsion Seal. Normal attacks can hit twice. Last but not least is the Research Lab. This functions as an item shop which is run by a character named Faust, who is always working away producing new items that can be purchased in the store. As more breakthroughs are made in the research of Trillion, more items can become available. You will also be able to sell items and old equipment in the research lab alongside being able to hire booster devils to help you overcome the mighty Trillion. Destroy Trillion is set to release in Japan on May 21st with no word on a Western release. As always, the Vita Lounge will keep you up to date with any news on this site, so be sure to keep a close eye on the site if this game grabs your interest. Next up, the demo for Chaos Child is now available for download on the Japanese PlayStation Network store for free. Chaos Child is a visual novel about Mayashiro Takahura's life as a member of the newspaper club and how that docile life suddenly gets turned upside down as a bizarre murder case presents itself upon him. The demo release, entitled Chaos Child 404 Not Found. Is that actually what it's called, Kyle?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, anyways, Chaos Child 404 Not Found is the same as the originally released on Xbox One and serves to take you through the first chapter of the game. It'll eat up about 491 megabytes of your memory card space, so make sure you have a little room before you grab it. Chaos Child is set to release in Japan June 25th, so grab the demo now if you want a sneak peek before release. And next up, Phantasy Star Online 2 will be getting Tales of Zestiria costumes and a crossover with Bandai Namco. The following costumes will be released on April 8th, which is today as of recording, and will also include the characters' accessories, weapons, etc. Soray and Layla, Rose and Diesel. Phantasy Star Online 2 is an online action RPG that is only available in Japan, though it is played by many importers. If you're one of them, it's time to grab your crossover content now.
Alrighty, moving on. Luminous Arc Infinity has finally been given a release date of August 6th in Japan, as revealed in this week's issue of Japanese publication Famitsu. The full game's cast has been announced too, which are as follows. Seed, voiced by Nobuhiko Okamoto. Aqua, voiced by Yu Serizawa. Joker, voiced by Aoi Yuki. Brigitta, voiced by Maya Uchida. Pulse, voiced by Masaki Kuno. Phelan, voiced by Satomi Arai. And Violet, voiced by Yukana. Additional cast has been revealed as Reina, voiced by Aya Ohashi, is a good-looking girl who's not very aware of her surroundings. AA cup bust. If that's important. Henka, voiced by Ayane Sakura. She can make friends with anyone right off the bat, but won't readily open her heart. C-cup bust for you perverts. And Kasumi, voiced by Aya Uchida. A graceful woman who's always smiling even when she snaps and takes out her sword. G-cup bust for you super perverts.
Jesus.
And Karasala, voiced by Yuki Ono, and Raj Soul, voiced by Michihiro Ikemizu. The game will retail for 6,800 yen when it releases, and as always, make sure to keep tuned to the Vita Lounge for all of your Luminous Arc Infinity news. Moving on. Just when you thought we'd be done with God Eater 2 Rage Burst news, following its Japanese release, we're now hearing that we're far from done. 2015 is God Eater series' 5th anniversary, and Bandai Namco Games have teased that the Japanese release of God Eater 2 Rage Burst is only the start of the anniversary celebrations, and that the second half of the news will bring more announcements. The God Eater Festival will take place on June 28th, and with an interview with Japanese publication Famitsu series. And and that's kind of written weird, and with an interview with Japanese publication Famitsu, series producer Yosuke Tamizawa had the following to say regarding the event, quote, "We're holding the God Eater Festival on June 28, so there we're planning to announce our secret plan for the second half of the 5th anniversary. We're still figuring things out, but you can expect to see a lot coming out of it." He added, quote, "We're planning to put out new information prior to the summer broadcast of the anime. Please participate and announce... Please... What the hell? Please anticipate an announcement with an impact." I don't know why that copied wrong. Anywho, it certainly seems like good news is on the way, but what it could be, only time will tell. The latest edition of the Senran Kagura franchise, Senran Kagura S-Level Versus, hit the Japanese market on March 26th. And while the latest sales figures are showing that it had a successful launch over in the land of the rising sun. With 10,000 digital copies sold and 90,000 physical copies sold, the game managed to sell 100,000 copies in its first few days on the market, which is a remarkably impressive number. It's also worth noting that Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus managed to sell 94,000 copies in its first week, meaning that the series is making significant improvement in sales figures. Elsewhere in Senran Kagura S-Level Versus news, a bug which has made some of the characters' bathing suits disappear, naturally making them fully nude, is available. And non-safe for work video can be found via a quick Google search, but again, it's obviously not safe for work. Also, in recent news regarding S-Level Versus, S-Level Versus has been banned from streaming on Twitch, so if you're looking to stream that game, I'd suggest you stream.
Oh boy.
Anywho, we're praying that Senran Kagura S-Level Versus will be localized, so make sure you stay tuned to the Vita Lounge for any word on such an announcement. And over to you, Tyler.
Well, alright. Here is the next one. Amazon Japan has revealed the release date for upcoming PlayStation Vita game Zedegeki Wars Metropolis Defenders, and fans waiting to get a hold of the game won't have to wait too long. The Amazon Japan listing for the game has revealed that fans can expect the game to release on July 2nd, with pre-order bonuses including a soundtrack CD, art book, and as yet to be revealed downloadable content. So stay tuned to the Vita Lounge for any further information on the game as we lead up to its release. Next up, V-Blank Entertainment have officially announced the limited official release of Retro City Rampage DX on PlayStation Vita. The limited release set buyers back $30 plus shipping when it was available this week. However, developer V-Blank Entertainment has confirmed that pre-orders are now closed. For those who have yet to play Retro City Rampage DX on PlayStation Vita, Charlie reviewed it in December, giving it a 4.4 out of 5 and stating, quote, "The definitive version of Retro City Rampage DX takes everything that made the original game fun and improves upon the areas that made it not so fun. With a lot to do and so many pop culture references to spot, this is a game that deserves to be taken, yet doesn't take itself seriously." End quote. For one last chance at this title, you can try grabbing one of the 300 copies V-Blank held back from the pre-orders, which will be available once the pre-orders ship. And I'm one of those pre-orders. Woo woo! Next up, initially thought to be a cruel April Fool's joke, Dragon's Quest Heroes 2 is real and it's coming to PlayStation Vita. Square Enix launched a promotional website earlier on April 1st inviting fans to kill as many slimes as possible. After an estimated 10 million slimes killed, the news of the sequel to the popular game was revealed, and to the joy of fans everywhere, it does include a Vita release. PlayStation Blog Japan and Famitsu have also announced the production staff. General Director Yuji Horii, Character Design Akira Toriyama, Music Koichi Sugiyama, Developer Omega Force Koei Tecmo, and the publisher Square Enix. Square Enix has not announced a release for Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and there's still no word of localization.
Alrighty, moving into the home stretch here. The first game out of Sony Computer Entertainment Japan and Asia and Katakawa Games collaboration project, Project Discover, has been released on the PSN Store in Japan for PlayStation Vita. Daidai Daisuke, known as a smart novel game, is the first-born son of this project that aims to gather ideas by pro and amateur creators and have it turned into a fully-fledged video game by Kadokawa Games. Think of it as a high-quality, user-generated content. This game is about Riku Kagami and his relationship with a robot named Daidai, which takes place in a school that follows the 3 laws of robotics. Here, humans and robots are taught equally. You'll be able to play as Daidai Daisuke in either game mode, where the game progresses like a visual novel, or in novel mode, where the story will be told in novel format, no visuals here. Daidai Daisuke will eat up 623 megabytes of your memory card, so clear a little space before you download it if you need it. As stated, it's available on the Japanese PSN right now. Moving on, in-depth details on Kankokai's game mechanics, pre-order bonus, and release editions have been revealed via screenshots released by Kadokawa Games. Screenshots reveal that the big hexagons on screen are known as silhouettes, and the entire screen is the strategy screen. In this screen, you'll be able to advance to the Admiral Room, and since Kankokai is a turn-based game, this happens to be the screen where you'll be able to use your commands composing of sortie, end turn, and move. We also have a modification screen where you'll be able to access the basic functions of your Kan Musume, and the icons at the top of the screen will denote things such as fuel, ammunition, steel, and bauxite, which is apparently a collectible. In the modification screen, you'll be able to access things such as the basic functions of your Kanmasume, and the icons at the top of the screen will denote things such as fuel, ammunition, steel, and bauxite, which is apparently a collectible. The modification screen is also where you will change your equipment, with the Kanmasume equipment falling under the following categories: main armament, torpedo, machine gun, radar, and hydroplane. You can also deploy Sea Guard units to safeguard your transport fleets when between the sea and home ports, a useful feature for protection, I'm sure. Kankokai's pre-order bonus includes an original pouch. There will also be a limited edition that includes figures of Ui and Kirikami by Medichu, the pre-order bonus pouch, and other not yet revealed bonuses. The regular edition will retail for 5,800 yen, while the limited edition will cost you a hefty 9,800 yen. Kankokai will be released this year on August 27th in Japan, so start saving those yen. And the last bit of news. NIS America has announced the first set of DLC releases for its upcoming title, Operation Abyss Tokyo New Legacy. First up on the DLC release list are the portraits. The Dark Hero portraits add 6 additional characters with 3 different color variations and will be free until July 5th in Europe and July 9th in North America. Thereafter, they will be 99 cents, or I believe that's €1 minus a penny or whatever the hell they use as their small currency. We also have the Swim Team X Squad portraits, which add 6 additional female characters in swimsuits, each with 3 color variations, and will be available for 99 cents and or $1 minus one of those, small variations from June 5th in Europe and June 9th in North America. A set of bonus content will also be available, adding the following: Power Recorders ×3, which will let the player save anywhere in the Abyss, and Hachi's Workout Pack, which raises all the enemy levels by 5. The bonus content will be free until July 5th in Europe and July 9th in North America, moving to 99 cents and $1 minus one of those fractionals thereafter in Europe. Does this free and or cheap content sound like something that might interest you? Grab those free limited offers before they expire, and make sure to grab a copy of Operation Abyss and those Swim Team portraits for 99 cents when release date comes around June 5th in Europe and June 9th in North America. And that's the news, folks.
Aw, yeah, about time.
Yes. At least it isn't as crazy as last week. We had a lot of news.
That's true.
Watch next week be just crazy, too. I can see it now, Tyler.
Can't wait.
But as usual, we move on, and we move to talking points, and we move to announced or release games that we're looking forward to from the week. So, what looks good, Tyler?
Well, I haven't played Retro City Rampage DX, but it's already been out. But I'm really excited for the physical version, so I'm going to say that game because I can and I will, and there's nothing you can do about it. Also, Senran Kagura Estival Versus. I'm ready to stream that on Twitch. Just kidding. I'm ready to play that game. Also, I'm interested in Dragon Quest Heroes too, but that's a long ways away probably, and I'm not the biggest fan of Dynasty Warriors, and that's kind of what it is. If I'm thinking correctly. But yeah, it still looks interesting, so I might have to give it a go. Also, all the games that we've always talked about, Sword Art Online, J-Stars Victory Versus, that one game, and all those other games, and that one that we thought about, and the other one. What about you, Kyle?
Well, pretty much anything that was mentioned that's a visual novel, I would love to see over here. But, of course, very few make it here, so...
Yeah.
Also, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, as you know, I'm a big supporter of the boobies and want the game really bad, so just announced it already. We know you're bringing it. Somebody. Probably Xseed.
Most likely.
Also interested in Operation Abyss, so the DLC announcement is kind of, relevant to me, and I will be grabbing that free content while it's free. And I'm interested in what they kind of have to bring at the God Eater Festival, though I'm kind of worrisome that it might be something PS4 only, so
Meh.
yeah. But yeah, that's what was mentioned from the week. But then, of course, there's always all those Namco games that we want localized, and all the other games that we blather on about endlessly. Right, Tyler?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, alright, let's head on to the next talking point we got here.
All right. Well, speaking of games, Tyler, that get physical release, like Retro City Rampage, we were thinking kind of something good to talk about would be games we'd like to see a physical release of. So, since you brought it up, actually, Tyler, originally, what games would you like to see a physical release of? So I have time to think of mine.
Well, alright. One of the major ones that I think a lot of people thought would have come physically would be Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. I know you can get the Asian version that has the English subtitles, but they should have, or at least I wish they did, brought out the American or North American version physically, because I would have jumped on that in a heartbeat. So that's one that I would love to have a physical release of. Also, what game was it? Oh, man. Oh, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z is another one that I really wish had a physical release, just because I love them physical releases, and those are two great games that I would love to have in a collection of mine. So, yeah. What about you, Kyle?
Well, not to be technical or anything, but Battle of Z does have a physical release.
Not on Vita.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
In the United States of America?
I don't believe so in the United States of America.
Well, that's the same thing with Sword Art Online. I'm talking like here, like I can go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that you can get in Europe and or other areas that you can't get in the US, and it doesn't mean it's not available in English, in proper English, somewhere.
Ah, well, Mr. Technical over here, why don't you answer the question without it being all technical, Mr.
Yeah,
Technical?
Well, games we'd love to see a physical release of. Yeah, see, this is hard for me because I don't care too much about physical releases. I mean, I do and I don't. It doesn't, hurt my heart, and I'm, get offended if a game doesn't get a physical release, so... it's hard to pick, but really anything that got a release over in Asia in English should have been released over here. So I'm just going to get that off the table right away. Even if it was a horrible translation, like the very lightly tweaked Sword Art Online translation, they should have released it over here physical. So yeah, those. But something that always kind of caught me as a game that might sell more physical, even though it's not necessarily a big game or anything, is Limbo. I think more people need to know about Limbo, and Limbo is an awesome game, and I think a physical copy would have sold. So yeah. Limbo.
You know what would be really cool?
What?
If Sony like got together a whole bunch of indie developers and just made a one cartridge thing that just had like 10 indie games on one cartridge.
Yes, that would be cool, but I don't see that ever happening.
I don't see anything cool happening for Sony and being smart with the Vita.
Bam!
Yeah, I just went right there.
Holy, Tyler went there.
I did. There's so many things that we could think of that would be awesome, but you know they'll never do it. You know it's true.
I do, Tyler, I do.
It's a sad world we live in.
It is.
But we make it work.
We do. We do.
Well, alright. You guys should send us emails and let us know what you think should get a physical release. And that would be mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. Let us know. So let's head on to that listener mail, unless you had more to talk about in that, Kyle.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Alright, let's go to that listener mail then.
Alright, first up, we have some email, actually. This one's from King of Solvang, SolvangMan805, and he says, "Hey guys, love the show. Thank you so much for my Soldner 2X. Just a note, he got that via a site giveaway we had. He won." Okay.
I threw you off.
It says, yeah, it says 2X here. I straight up copied his stuff, so I missed that. So he wrote 2X, but it's X2. He must have been thinking of Velocity, which is also a very much hyped game.
It is.
But anywho, I digress.
Yes.
Back to what he was saying here. I wanted it so bad, but had low funds, and my podcast brothers came through. SolvangMan805 is my PlayStation handle. Would love it if you guys sent me a friend request. Keep on keeping on. Thank you so much, King of Solvang. So, you're welcome, King of Solvang. We will send you a friend request, I assume. Tyler, right? Yes?
Yeah, I'll do that right now while we are continuing the podcast. And congratulations on your new game, and hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. So that's awesome that you grabbed that, and we're glad we could make your day. And yeah, you keep on keeping on, and we're glad to have your listener mail anytime.
Well, all right, let's head on to the next listener mail here from Nonskippo at NONSCPO, and he asks, how unlikely do you genuinely believe that there will be a Freedom Wars Delta for PlayStation Vita?
All right. Yeah. How unlikely do you genuinely believe? I don't know. I think it's more unlikely than other things. More unlikely than, games like Soul Sacrifice getting the Delta version. But it's not completely unlikely because those kind of games are kind of famous for it. So I'd say less likely than most, but not unlikely. So whereas maybe, other games are 50-50, this one's maybe a 25-75.
Well,
what do you think, Tyler?
I kind of disagree. I think it's actually very unlikely, like almost 100%, because they're already talking about like that one thing with that one dude, I can't think of his name, the producer or whatever, talking about Freedom Wars 2 and that people need to speak up about it. I don't think they would do that, like bring out a Delta after everyone's talking about Freedom Wars 2 still not even being something,
Oh, really, Tyler? Isn't that what they did with Soul Sacrifice? Nobody was talking about Delta. Everyone was talking about a Soul Sacrifice sequel, and Delta came out.
Well, that is something I did not know about.
Boom, Tyler just broke your whole logic right to shit.
Ugh, well, anyways. So, I guess it's very likely. Yeah, I don't know. I personally, even though with that Soul Sacrifice Delta story, I still see it unlikely, but you never know. Like you said, these genres seem to be famous for that, so who knows? I'd buy it. I love Freedom Wars. Read my review, and you'll know.
Plug.
Yeah.
Anywho, on to something else. This one's also from Non-Skippo. Thank you for the last question, and thank you for this one. He says, would you like to see God's Eater Burst remastered for the PlayStation Vita, or would it be a waste of dollars? So what do you think, Tyler?
I don't think it'd be a waste of dollars. There's probably a few people out there that have never played God Eater Burst, or God's Eater Burst, and if it came in HD on the Vita, it would sell. And I would buy it because I did play the PSP game and I liked it, but I just got really busy with other things, and I think a remastered would definitely make me jump into it and probably play a lot more of it. So yeah, I don't see it being a waste at all.
I don't think any game like that being remastered is a waste. But personally, I don't know if I'd buy it. I tried to play God's Eater Burst on Vita, and I couldn't get into it. So I don't know.
Well,
if it came after God's Eater 2 Rage Burst, it might be more well received. But right now.
well, Debbie Downer over here.
What? You were Debbie Downer earlier, okay? So. Hey,
I was saying Freedom Wars 2 is more likely than Delta. I was being a positive Perry.
Okay, whatever you say there, buddy.
No?
No.
Well. Me. Well, that's all our listener mail, right?
As far as I know, yes.
Let me check, and yep, that's all I got. Let's head on to the next one, which we don't have Liam here with us, but we're still going to read one and see if Kyle can get it right.
All right.
What we should do is... Actually, wait. Never mind. I'm just going to look for it. Here we go. All right, I got one. And this game is not released yet, so there's a little tip for you.
Ooh.
It is rated T for teen. Let's get into it. Here is the rating summary. This is a fighting game in which players compete in a battle tournament with fictional characters from the manga series. Players punch, kick, and use special attacks. For example, Fireball, Lightning Strikes.
J-Star's Victory versus Plus.
There you go. Point of word.
Boom.
Liam, you gotta catch up. Oh no, wait, you can't.
So, I don't know if you guys know, but that's 4 for me and 0 for Liam. But because he's not here, I'll be nice and I won't take that point. So it'll still say 3 for me and 0 for Liam, which I'm comfortable with because I'm still kicking his ass.
And I might read this ESRB rating again later on just to see when Liam comes back and see if someone can get it. Just keep that in mind. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be a little easy. If you've already read it, it's ingrained in my mind, Tyler, and I'll get it probably 3 or 4 words into it.
Well, Liam should listen to this podcast then. And if
yeah,
he doesn't,
Liam.
Then he's slacking. Anyways, yeah. No Liam, so the ESRB game that I can't think of the name that we called it. Guess that game, that's what we called it. Can't really do that this week, so blame Liam. Send all your hate mail at Liam Hangover and let him know that you're frustrated with his inability to show up to the podcast. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure he's working in a new job, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the case is.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to see him again someday, but he may not be in the podcast for a while. Sad news. We enjoyed him a little bit.
You're so nice, Tyler.
Yep, just a little bit.
All right, well, moving on. It's your check this out this week, Tyler. So, what have you chosen for us to check out?
Well, alright, it's a game I reviewed last month, and it was a game that I need to jump back into soon because I've been busy with other things, but I want to play more of it, and that would be Helldivers. It's an awesome little game that Kyle and I played a ton of, and yeah, they recently, somewhat, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, released some DLC for it to add some new weapons and um, character armor and stratagems, stuff like that. So, I mean, if you're still on the fence about this game, it's a fun little game. The only downside is it can be annoying to find your friends, but Kyle and I figured it out, and basically we just both search for the same person's name and join them and have fun. So it's a little workaround, but it's annoying, and they are aware of it, so they are trying to fix it. So yeah, it's a fun game, and I'm pretty sure Kyle can vouch for me.
I give it the Kyle seal of approval, so you're safe.
And that is hard to come by. So
Very hard to come by.
yeah, you should listen to that. Pick up that game. Well, all right. Let's jump to the threads for this week. Kyle, what do we got this week for the threads?
All right, so this week I thought we'd pimp out our April competition thread. So if you don't know, on the forum every month we do a little competition thing where we give away something. And this month we're giving away a copy of Tearaway. So to be eligible, you have to have 25 posts by the time the draw is up on the forum. At least 5 of those in March, so you don't have to, post everywhere and try and be the most, ridiculous poster there ever was to get those. As long as you've been a member of the forum or are willing to put in a little bit of time, because this competition does go to the end of April. You can get there. So don't worry about it. Put in a little time on the forum and you'll be eligible. The prize is a European physical copy of Tearaway. There's going to be no alternative for that, so know what you're getting into beforehand. That means no DLC, but then again, there's I think 2 little ridiculous items for DLC, so you don't have to really worry about that. Tearaway is an awesome game by Medium Molecule, the guys who made Little Big Planet, and it's basically a game about a paper world and a message that you have to deliver and help the little sack boy or sack girl deliver to someone. A sack boy. Paper boy or paper girl. Sack boy. Little Big Planet talk got me to reminiscing there, Tyler.
I can tell. You were like in La La Land for a second.
Just a little.
I think you like
Medium Molecule Land, not La La Land there, Tyler.
Yeah.
But anyway, Paper boy or paper girl, and they're actually, I believe they're envelopes, aren't they, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yes.
Their head is an envelope.
Paper envelope or boy or paper envelope girl, to be specific, to deliver their message. So it's a unique concept, and once you start playing it, you'll fall in love with it, I'm sure. If you're interested in winning a copy of that because you don't already have one, get in on that competition. As I said, it runs to the end of April, so you should have lots of time to make those 25 posts or get the 5 that you need to catch up.
Well, all right. Let's get out of here, Kyle. We've talked a lot.
Not as much as we have before, but you're right, we have talked a lot.
Yeah, last episode was almost 2 hours. That was a long episode. But anyways.
All the Kyle. It was worth it for all the Kyle, right, Tyler? You son of a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you can find everything that we talked about on the VitaLounge.net. We fixed that image mess up thing on the mobile side, so you should see all the images now on your phone. We've also got the new podcast email, which I let you guys know earlier, but it is mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. So send in your podcast-related emails there now with the podcast in the subject line. Also, we're all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVITA Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We are also on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We post up lounge plays, which we missed, sadly, but we need to get back on that. We also post up the podcast and games that are coming out for each month. Kyle just recently posted his April preview showing all the games that we are aware of coming out in April, and you should definitely go give that a watch and see what's coming up. Also, there's the magazine, patreon.com/the Vita Lounge. You can support us there for our electronic magazine that we're doing, and they should be going, when are they going out, Kyle? Do we have a date for that?
I believe mid-month is when Paul will have everything ready and getting shipped out. So stuff should be reaching people by the end of the month if you're getting a physical copy, or if you're getting a digital copy somewhere around mid-month.
Awesome. So be looking out in the mail if you got one of those physical copies late April. Obviously, we'll probably be posting stuff up on Twitter and Facebook and the forum, so always be checking that if you have questions about it. So yeah, speaking of the forum, thevitalounge.net/forum. Sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself, and become a part of that community. We are on iTunes. Just look up the Vita Cast, subscribe to us, let us know how we're doing, give us a rating, and that will be that. Hopefully this mixer works, because if not, this was all for naught, and you won't even hear any of this. So I'm going to cry if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave you with that. Tyler crying, and Sanran Kagura.
Blah.